Okay, so here we go. Now we can calculate our new building. So you would see it's the 10 times the 45 meters to get your total floor area. Just remember it's only for your ground floor because you calculating your total or you're timesing it with your total height. So do not use your calculation for both floors to times it with the height, because then it will be the same as doing it for two buildings. Why I'm saying that is sometimes I do ask to calculate the square meter rate first, or do the first, calculate the final cost using the square meter rate and then the cube method to compare the two, and then students may use that calculation that you did for your square meter area. So just be aware of that. Do not take a short route when calculating your volume. Okay, so your 45 and times your 10 for your square meter of your hospital. Then you've got your height that you calculate, which is your first floor plus your second floor plus the bottom or to the top of your strip footing, and then the middle of your roof calculation, which you will see that I've added here the cheat sheets again, from which I just did this little drawing so that you get to an answer of 1.92 and you divide that by 2. So here I've just done that to make sure that the rounding off is correct, and so it's a 0.5 plus 2.4 plus the 3 plus the 0.96. Okay, and now I see it's just given it in rand, so I'm just gonna quickly fix that. There we go. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. Okay, cool. So there we go. Okay, looks fine like that. Okay, so just be aware of that that's not rand. So your height, if we just go back to our drawing, you will see there's the 3, there's a 2.4 up to your wall plate. Here you can actually see it nicely how to calculate your triangle. If you in doubt, for instance, if I do give you to the ceiling height and then you have to add another 400 millimeters for your beam filling to get your wall plate height, always draw it out if you're a little bit unsure, just to see what it's asked and how it actually works. Okay, so I think everything should be straightforward from there. Then you calculate your area, and you get to your volume of 3087 cubic meters. Okay, then you take your rate that you calculated previously, you times those two together, and then you just add your paving to that, and you add those together to get your total basic cost. So from your basic cost, then you add your P's and G's, add them together, add your contingencies, add them together, then you add your VAT, add them together, and so on. Okay, and that's basically the calculation. This last little bit counts about 10 marks. So it's again that for your cubes that you have to calculate, and then using your historical data. Then this was just using those two. So this is a little bit of bonus marks, these two, and then I just added 1 mark for actually doing the calculation correctly. I think there's a little bit of a mistake here, so this should actually be 1 there as well if your answer is correct. Okay, so what would have happened, many of you would have used P's and G's of 8%, so I would have put that in there, and many would have used 2.5% here. And then I can just work with the mistake, or not mistake, but with the percentages that you actually used here. So that's why I leave it open sometimes, and why I'm not too strict on what percentages you do use. Although I would like you to use 10% here, because it's usually more realistic in practice for 10% here and a 10% there. Okay, so I'm just going to change that back, and I think that is basically the answer. yeah, I'll go through it. If you do have any questions, please come back to me and then I'll gladly assist.